skies. Every headline, I'm breaking it live. From the streets to the pressure up top. We see it all, yeah, we connect the dots. Weekly rain, yeah, we run it down. Truth hit different when it wear a crown. No fluff, no cap, just facts in sight. Welcome to the weekly rain report. Let's get into it tonight.
What is good, YouTube? It's your girl, Soft Rain. And right now, I need to pause for the cause. If y'all are in here with me, I see that I got 3 people in here already. Listen, I have been having some trouble with StreamYard this evening. So if y'all are in here, I see you in here in too deep. I really appreciate you being in here with your raindrops. If y'all are in here already, please go share this on our Discord, this link here on our Discord, and share it on Instagram if you can, because like I said, StreamYard was giving me some difficulties with like duplicating the stream. And then when I went try to go live the first time, it was some issues there too. So if you can, if y'all are able to, can y'all please go share this stream with everybody you know. I'm gonna pause right quick and also share the stream and get this out here. So yeah, let me see. Hold on. Because I've had a couple of difficulties getting this going for some strange reason. There it is. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna send this out. So y'all just be patient for just a second. And let me send this out. So yeah, so thank y'all for coming in. I see y'all are filing in. I appreciate it. If y'all can, please, like I said, send this stream out to somebody you know, or in our Discord and whatnot. StreamYard was giving me such a hard time actually going live with this. So, but I appreciate everybody being here so far. If you're in here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, of course, and most importantly, share it with somebody. So it's your girl, Soft Rain, and welcome into the weekly Rain Report, where I break down the biggest stories of the week, from crime to policy to what's happening right here in my hometown. And I'm going to always promise to make sure to end with something that feeds the soul. So if you're in the building, go ahead and drop those raindrops in the chat. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, because over here, I don't just report the news, I break it down with what it really means. So my first segment. Oh, hold on, I got some people in here. Yeah, into deep. Hey, into deep. I appreciate you being in here. And of course, he says, welcome in everyone. As you come in, please click the like button. It's a free way to support the channel. I see those numbers are going up. If y'all are in here, make sure y'all drop raindrops in the chat, or make sure y'all share it with somebody you know. Michael is, yes, I am. Thank you for viewing. I appreciate your view. Make sure you share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Okay. So let's get into it with my first segment. My first segment is going to be my radar segment under investigation. So I found this article and it was very interesting, right? Let's start with a story that's been decades in the making. So back in 1980, a young girl named Roxanne Sharp was unalived in Louisiana. So for years, there was no arrest, no answers, no closure. Her case went cold until now. A podcast titled Who Unalived Roxanne Sharp reopened this conversation, and not just casually. We're talking about a deep investigation, interviews, timelines, real pressure being applied to a case that had been sitting silent for years. And now 4 arrests have been made. 4. Authorities say that renewed attention helped generate new leads and forced a second look at old evidence, which brings up a real question. How many other cases are out there just waiting for someone to care enough to dig? Okay. Because this isn't just about one case. This is about families who never got closure. who were victims, their stories faded, and a system that sometimes only moves when pushed, you know? So there's a lot of cold cases out there that have never been solved, have never been resolved or anything. So justice may have been delayed, and but in this case, it has finally shown up. And I'm gonna play a video real quick of what
Shocking new details.
hold on one second. Let's see. Let me rewind it back, and then we're gonna catch this video right quick. Let me play it for y'all.
All new at noon, shocking new details released about an arrest in a
Can y'all hear
decades-old
me?
cold case. Louisiana State Police announcing the arrest of 4 men connected to Roxanne Sharp's murder investigation. The 16-year-old was sexually assaulted and killed in Covington back in 1982. State police say new DNA and witness information led them to arrest Perry Taylor, Darrell Spell, Carlos Cooper, and Billy Williams Jr. All of the men are from Covington. They're all in their 60s. State police reopened the cold case in 2023 and even teamed up with WDSU's partner, North Shore Media Group, on a podcast to bring new interest to the case. You can see that story on our website right now on WDSU.com.
All right. So as y'all see,
52,000 acres.
remove that. So as y'all see, do y'all think if this podcast never existed, do you think this case would have ever been solved? I got some comments in here. I'm gonna read the comments. Let me get in here. Hey Georgette, welcome in, Georgette. This is gonna be my new show, a weekly show recapping stories that happened throughout the week. Marco. Oh, okay, Marco, you are. I appreciate you. And Too Deep said, please click on the notification bell so you don't miss future lives because hey, it's free. I do use Instagram. You can connect with me at Conversations with Soft Rain. Conversations with Soft Rain on Instagram. Hey, Bubba. Thank you, Marco. He said nice. Hey, Roxy. Welcome in, Roxy. And Too Deep says super chat stickers and cash apps stop the show. Absolutely, they do stop. And you can, if you'd like to contribute to the Lashes and Lip Gloss Fund, you can do so by cash apping Soft Rain RSC. Soft Rain RSC. And I appreciate everything. It goes to all this production and everything you see. Of course. Momo, hey boo. She said, hola boo. Hey Momo. And Too Deep said, oh yeah, he put that on the vertical. Hey Sko, welcome in Sko. So I know I'm kind of late. I'm gonna try to move it up earlier next Sunday, okay? And Too Deep said, if one attention hit the cash app. Oh, hey. Hey Jen, welcome in, Jen. Welcome in. So I'm gonna move on to well actually I did want to talk about that. Do y'all think that a lot of these podcasts, like these the crime podcasts or these like cold case files, these people that go back and research the cold case files, do you think that is a good thing where they like in this case they arrested 4 individuals? This happened back in like 1990. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Roxy said, laugh, love it, lashes and lip gloss. How do y'all feel about that, chat? Do y'all think regular old smuggler people just diving deeper into these cold case files? Do you think that's a good thing? I think it is. And I think there is there's also I saw on Instagram before where these people that have gone missing for years and not been able to find them, these diving companies, they'll go dive in the rivers and whatnot and see where people have like went over the road and found these people still in their cars, unfortunately. But it also brings closure to the families that never knew exactly what happened, you know. Hey, Classic's in here. I skipped you over earlier, Classic. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Yeah. All right then, Marco. I appreciate you. Momo said, I think it's great bringing light and peace to a lot of families. Absolutely. It brings that closure. Because, I don't know how I would feel if somebody I knew or loved just up and disappeared and went missing. And Too Deep said, I watch them on big screen and binge watch them. Yeah, it's a diving company that goes around and does that. I don't know. I can't remember exactly their name and whatnot, but they do. They go around and they look for these missing people. And actually, there was a local case here, not too far from where I live, where this guy had went missing, I think in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. And one day, just out of the blue, one day, a 18-wheeler was riding over a overpass and happened to look down, and he seen a car there. So that's how they found him. Marco, I'm not getting into that tonight, love, but I appreciate you leaving comments and whatnot. Let's see. So let's move on. My next segment is what's happening globally right now. It affects all of us. And segment number 2 is going to be my policy and pressure segment. This is where I get into some things that are happening on the government side. Right now, let me go ahead and show you the clip first. That's what I need to do. I'm going to show you the clip first. Where roll to? Here it goes. Jerika, we're going to get in touch with Jerika over at the CBS News. I like how she does her thing over at CBS. Let's see. Share. And then we're going to put this up on the stage. And we're going to let Jerika talk to us for just a minute.
Steve Witkoff and today, President Trump canceled plans for his top envoys, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, to travel to Pakistan for negotiations with Iran aimed at ending the war. The president spoke in Florida right before returning to Washington, D.C.
We're not going to spend 15 hours in airplanes all the time going back and forth to be giving a document that was not good enough. And so we'll deal by telephone, and they can call us anytime they want.
Tonight, Iran's foreign minister who left Pakistan is questioning whether the U.S. is serious about diplomacy. CBS's MTS Tayeb is in Islamabad and leads us off tonight. MTS.
Jarika, good evening. Well, Pakistani mediators are reeling after President Trump abruptly canceled the trip by his special envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner here to Islamabad. Now, the move has also thrown the shaky Pakistan-brokered ceasefire into doubt. Iran's foreign minister Abbas Araghchi was here in the capital for nearly 20 hours of talks with Pakistani leaders, where sources tell us he delivered Tehran's conditions to restart negotiations and end the war. But President Trump's decision to scrap the talks now risks deepening the stalemate between Washington and Tehran, as tensions in the Strait of Hormuz rise, with both sides blocking parts of the waterway where 20% of the world's oil passes. And so what we're seeing tonight is a high-stakes game of diplomatic chicken, with neither side willing to blink. And the concern is if talks don't resume soon, Jarika, this could slide back into all-out war.
Yeah, so that's where everything is shifted, right? The POTUS has officially canceled a diplomatic trip that was supposed to help negotiate an end to tensions with Iran. His envoys, of course, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, were expected to meet in Pakistan, but they canceled that meeting. And the reason why they canceled it is because the deal on the table wasn't good enough. So now instead of face-to-face negotiations, they're talking about handling things over the phone. Meanwhile, Iran is questioning whether the U.S. is even serious about diplomacy. And tensions are rising in the Strait of Hormuz, as they have been lately, where about 20% of the world's oil passes. So when that area gets unstable, oil prices shift, markets react, and yes, we feel it at the pump. I can say that lately I've been seeing oil prices drop. Well, gas prices drop. So I don't know. But then it fluctuates because 1 minute is like super low and the next minute is super high. So I don't know. So right now, both sides are applying pressure and nobody is backing down. If talks don't resume soon, this doesn't cool off, it will escalate. So do y'all think that canceling the talks was a power move or a dangerous mistake? I'm gonna come on over here to the comments real quick. Okay, delete my name by screen. Bye. Bye, Marco. I appreciate you coming for the view. And Too Deep said, I am getting my PI license soon and missing people is my interest. Oh, okay then. And Too Deep said, it's not a war because Congress only declares war. All right. Yeah, so that's I wanted to tell y'all about that. Trump calling off travel to Pakistan. Of course, we know some other things went on last night as well, but we're gonna get into that tomorrow. But yeah, that's what I have for my policy and pressure segment. And I'm gonna move on to some hometown news. Some hometown news. Now, over here, I was when it came to this topic, I was very upset because I know as adults when we are matter of fact, I'm gonna put y'all comments on the screen. As adults, when we are around other people, when we are teachers and we're around other children and we're tasked with um taking care of somebody else's child, we cannot let our emotions or how we are feeling get the best of us. I'm gonna play the video first. Let's see. Okay, here's the video. I'm gonna play the video first and then we'll get into what's going on with it. Let's see. Because there's a lot that happened in that video. And then we're gonna put this here. And then we're gonna
RBL News 3 at
this
5:30.
happens locally in my hometown.
Good evening, and thank you for trusting WRBL News 3. I'm Teresa Whitaker. A Muscogee County School District special education teacher appeared in state court this afternoon seeking immunity from criminal prosecution. Jody Russell is facing misdemeanor simple battery charges in a November incident involving a student at Fort Middle School. Our Chuck Williams was in the courtroom.
I didn't harm him. I didn't mean any harm by it. I just wanted him to focus and look at me and quiet down prior to us walking back into the building. And that was the end of it. So, but I do regret my actions, so I apologize.
Fort Middle School special education teacher Jody Russell received a 3-day suspension by the school district for the November 5th incident. She was reassigned to another school and is still employed. Here's what Russell says happened. The student was autistic, nonverbal with Down syndrome. The child had been loud, and Russell admitted she became frustrated as they were going back into the school.
So I turned around, I placed my hands on his shoulders, I crouched down a little bit to get on his level so we could make eye contact. And I was just trying to get him to focus on me and so I could get his attention and he would know that he needed to settle down.
Russell's attorney, Ann Brumbaugh, was asking the court to dismiss the case based on state-granted immunity. She had to prove that Russell was in the process of disciplining the student, and it was in good faith. Prosecutor Nick Hutt countered the defense's argument.
Did y'all see her face just then? Not concerned at all. I'm sorry, I had to stop it because she did not seem concerned at all. She's like, I really don't even want to be here, you know.
Argument.
The Georgia legislature understands that sometimes teachers get frustrated, make snap bad judgment decisions, and that we do not want to criminalize teachers for every single poor judgment mistake they make.
The state's position is that the defendant would be found to be an educator. The state is not disputing that. The state is arguing both the discipline prong and the good faith prong.
Reporting from Columbus, Chuck Williams, WRBL.
Yeah, y'all. I don't think she was. So she is a Muscogee County School District teacher, is facing misdemeanor charges after an incident involving a student. The teacher, her name is Jody Russell. She appeared in court seeking immunity. Now, according to the report, the student was autistic, nonverbal, and had Down syndrome. Supposedly, the child had become loud, and the teacher admits she became frustrated. She placed her hands on the student's shoulders to get his attention and calm him down, and she has expressed regret. But where it gets complicated is her defense says she was disciplining the student in good faith. The prosecution, they're saying not so fast, because while teachers do get frustrated, they don't always make those actions acceptable, right? So now the community is split, of course. Some are defending the teacher, and others are advocating for the child. So, of course, intention doesn't always erase impact. Currently, she's still employed. but reassigned, and this case is still ongoing. So do y'all think that she crossed the line, or was this a difficult moment to handle um at that time? Did she not really assess her movements before she made them, or did she, because she was feeling frustrated and overwhelmed at that time, do y'all think that she just moved on? I don't know what she felt was right at the time. Uncle Plug, welcome in, Uncle Plug. I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the Weekly Rain Report. Yeah, so I feel as though, and this is my personal opinion. When you are in positions where you handle children with special needs and or children, period, there has to be a time, especially with special needs, though. You have to be able to handle those situations without getting overly worked up. You have to be able to know how, and you, even if you are frustrated, even if you are having a bad day, you have to know how to handle those situations. Um, so, and Too Deep said I went to school when BTA was normal. Absolutely. I think this is a different situation in Too Deep with the child being, special needs. I think that incident could have been handled differently. Um, JoJo said, I think she crossed the line. You can't crash out on special needs kids. Yeah, it takes a special person to handle special needs children. They take extra care, take extra attention and time and understanding. You know, yeah, definitely, definitely. So I am going to move on to my last segment. And this is, of course, we've came across all these tough tough things with the missing person finally getting justice, and the war with Iran, and of course this last one, the special needs. I was in LDR with those kids. They spit, slap, and kicked. I understand. That's why I said it takes a special person to really be in that same environment and be able to hold that down. Yeah, definitely. So moving forward to my last segment, and it's called the Soul Reset, where I find some good news for y'all. So I came across a story, and of course I wanted to share it. There's a single father. His name is Lamont Thomas, who has fostered 47 children. Not for attention, not for recognition, but because he chose to show up. So he opened his home to kids who needed stability, who needed love, and who needed someone. And when he talks about it, he calls it a joy. So imagine changing one life and then doing it 46 more times. Let me pull this up so we can watch that. Let's see. There he is. And he's a single foster dad too. Single. I'm gonna pull it back. I'll pull it back to the start. Okay. Here it go, y'all. Here it go. We got it. Oh, there it is.
Front door. It usually begins with pictures on a wall. Then all of a sudden, toys are piled up in corners. Worn down markers and crayons replace pens. Doodles and dents mark up a dining room table. The change is both subtle and sudden, from person to parent.
I was single most of my life. I wasn't a parent at all. So, being a dad wasn't something part of my everyday life.
Dad.
Oh, good job.
A name, Peter Mutabasi, never gets tired of hearing.
And it's been a joy for kids to say, Dad, and you're like, wait, me? You know?
Because that name
So the first time I came here, I called him Peter.
Mm.
So I called him Peter for 3 days that I was here.
means so much
I didn't do it at the first year we came, so it took me a while.
to each
I felt like I actually had a dad who actually cared for me.
of his adopted
And then after those 3 days, I called him Dad.
children.
I'd say it's definitely kind of right away. You know, I started calling him Dad.
All right, here we go.
While his kids call him Dad, most know him as Foster Dad Flipper on Instagram. He grew up as a street kid in Uganda and now is all about caring for kids. He's a single parent who has fostered 47 children over the last 9 years.
I think for me, I was one of those kids, you know. I came from an abusive family. I was unwanted. I never felt safe at any time as a little boy.
All right.
His family keeps growing.
I was so happy, I almost cried.
Elijah was just adopted.
Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
He's now one of 4 and counting.
See, you wiggle the feet. I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah.
I'm holding
I'm
you.
ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Once they were all adopted, all of his kids
They actually started calling me Luke the first day that I changed my name.
Okay, spin it, pull up.
changed their first name.
Good, it felt great. I felt like myself. It gave me the opportunity to choose a name I actually liked.
And their last.
Does it make sense?
Hi, my name is Isabella Mutawadi. It's Elijah Leandre Powell Mutabazi.
Hi, my name is Anthony Mutabazi.
Luke Mutabazi.
Oh, I don't want to cry right now, you know? Think about that. The joy, the pride that brings, even for them to say, man, I have a piece of the world through my father that I can claim.
It was never just a name change, but a tie, forever linking them together as family.
So Peter's family keeps growing, and I think there might be some exciting adoption news soon. You know, what's so beautiful, Taylor, is all of those kids are getting to choose their name, and they got to choose their first name and then their last, and they're connected through family, which I thought was just like such a beautiful sentiment.
Queen.
Yeah, y'all, that was great. Yeah. So, yeah, 47. He's fostered 47 children. That's selfless for sure. And those children getting you see the joy in their faces. That was great. Them getting to change or to choose their name as well. Josette said, yeah, those kids get overlooked because people want their own biological children. They do. Yeah. I will say that when I was thinking about having kids, and I had always been told that it would be very difficult for me to have my own children. I call my son my miracle baby. um, but the people who I wish there was more people out there who wanted children who can't have them, to foster more kids, who would be open to fostering more kids. Actually, my boss, he has fostered plenty of children throughout his years too as well, and he's a great inspiration when it comes to that. Him and his wife are selfless too when it comes to that as well. They've obviously, because they're older in age now, they've retired from doing it, but he gave many years to many of foster children. So I've seen it firsthand happen. And I actually thought about fostering myself, either fostering or adopting myself, because I did want to. Well, I am a mother now, but I always desired to be a mother. And but yeah, it's you have to have an open heart for that, you know. And Too Deep said, make sure you subscribe to the RSC channel. We're trying to get to 500. And Too Deep said, good for them, not me. It's not for everybody, and Too Deep. It's not for everybody. And JoJo said he gives those people a solid person in their life. Absolutely. Classic said, what's the check for that many kids? I'm not for sure. I know that I'm thinking that after you adopt them, though, Classic, they become yours, then I don't think they get as much state care or state funds for after they legally become you are legally the parents. I'm not for certain. But he's gone through 47. You know, fostering can last for a couple of days, couple of weeks to years too. It just depends on if those families, if they get adopted out or the families come back and get the children or the children go to a different family member, biological family member. So it just depends. But that was my good, feel good soul reset segment. And I appreciate everybody y'all coming in here and being with me tonight. I had some technical difficulties earlier with the StreamYard, with the links and whatnot. And Too Deep said you get children and SSI if their parents have passed. Oh, okay. So, but is it really enough? What is the SSI rate? Is it really enough for that child to live off of financially? I mean, groceries in itself is sky high now. So I don't know. I have to look into that. Yeah, I have to look into that. But yeah, I'm glad y'all came in here and joined me tonight. I'll make sure I'm gonna start going earlier though. So I can get to y'all early in the evenings. Yeah. So whew, good people still do exist, right? Yeah, they still exist. So tonight, of course, thank y'all for joining me. Oh, before I get out of here, I am part of the Raw Society Coalition. I am the first lady, and we form together like Voltron. There's 5 of us. You've got Souls of Thought. He is the founder, the mastermind behind RSC and all of that good stuff. You have the Classic Codes. He most likely he has a sociology channel. Jesus, April, a sociology channel for the most part. And sports, and he's got 4 channels. Y'all go check him out on all 4 of his channels. Make sure you subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. You have Uncle Plug TV, unfiltered, and you have the sophisticated Crash Out Tears Down. Y'all can catch us 7 days a week. We on here 7 days a week. Monday, you can catch me Monday, Tuesday, and every other Wednesday night on Souls of Thought channel for the No Middleman panel. We have a 1-year anniversary coming up, so y'all look out for that good stuff on there. Coming July 1st is our 1-year anniversary. Monday, Tuesday, every other Wednesday, 9:30 Eastern. No Middleman panel. You can catch me there. I have my own show, the Hotline. On Thursday nights, call-in show. You can call me. We talk about any and everything under the sun, from relationships to parenting to any and everything in between, friendships and all that good stuff. And you can call me and talk to me and tell me your stories. On Thursday nights, on Sundays, you have Uncle Plug Story Time. You have Sunday Serve Us. You have 1181 Pressure Plays, a sports show with Uncle Plug and Souls. Ted, you can catch him 4 or 5 times a week. The best midday show with news and everything else you can use. Classic Codes, he goes on 7 days a week, just about. In the afternoonish time, especially during the weekdays. He's got a show called The Red Room too that he kicks off on the weekend to talk about some adulting stuff, adult romance things. So yeah, y'all can catch us 7 days a week. We are here. I'm gonna go through these comments right quick and I'm gonna close us on out. And Too Deep said, you get children in SFI if their parents have passed. And Too Deep said, I did before, but my ex, we got $3,500 for 5 kids. Wow. Okay. Was that enough? Classic said, yes, to a degree. And Too Deep said, I did it. There's Souls of Thought. Classic laughing. There's Classic Codes. There's his YouTube channel. And we trying to get Uncle Plug over to the 4,000 hour mountain as far as watch time. So go over there and watch some of his stuff. There's a link to that. There's Ted's link. Classic laughing again. What you laughing for, Classic? In Too Deep said, if you like sports talk, check out Classic Code Sports. Yeah, he's got a rewind. Classic got 4 channels, right? Rewind, Classic Code Sports. What's the third one? Is it Clips, Classic Clips, and then his regular channel. So yeah, you can catch him 10 days a week. Classic be on it. Catch him over that way. So yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in with me tonight. I know this was I didn't have it really planned, but I made it work. And Too Deep said yes. Oh yeah, Classic Clips. There it is. Oh, so no, the 3,500. So the 3,500 worked for 5 kids a month. They covered all y'all expenses for as far as like food and everything. I wouldn't know because 10 days. Yeah, Classy, you be on it. You be on it. Yeah. So thank you, Classic. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. So y'all tune in next week for the Rain Weekly Report, where I recap the biggest stories that are floating throughout the week, plus food stamps. Oh, so the food. Oh, yeah. So the food stamps cover the food. So yeah, okay, I can see that working. I can see that. It's a lot, but I can see that working. I can see it working. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, y'all catch me. I'm not gonna read any more comments. I appreciate y'all coming in. Y'all catch me next week for the Rain's weekly recap. April, the weekly Rain report, where I recap what's the biggest stories that happened throughout the week, so you don't have to adjust your crowns. Rest your heart. You are loved, you are held, and your reign is safe with me. See y'all next time.
It's your girl, Soft Rain. Real talk, no filter, no disguise. Every headline, I'm breaking it live. From the streets to the pressure of up top. We see it all, yeah, we connect the dots. Weekly rain, yeah, we run it down. Truth hit different when it wear a crown. No fluff, no cap, just facts in sight. Welcome to the weekly Rain report. Let's get into it tonight.